From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at 11, streaming now.
And good evening to you at 11 o'clock. I'm Mark Mullins. Tonight, the search for a missing mother of three. It's been nearly 2 weeks since those closest to her have heard anything, and that has the missing woman's mother extremely anxious. She wants answers, and she needs the public's help. She explained to WRTV's Amber Grigley what she's been doing to find her daughter.
She texted me last on the 16th, and then she hasn't texted or called anybody, and that is very unusual for her.
A mother's worst nightmare. It has been days since her daughter disappeared.
And she never goes without contacting her kids every single day. So the fact that she hasn't contacted her kids in 12 days it's not her, not even a little bit her.
Julie Harris tells me that her daughter, Phoebe Sickles, a mother of three, was last seen near the intersection of US 31 and Thompson Road on June 16.
She said she was going to be at my house later, and I said, okay, unlock the door. That was the last message I got from her, and I messaged her and keep texting her, and I called her, and it's going straight to voicemail, and, I thought, well, she'll call me, and then her kid's dad called and said, have you heard from her? And then I was like, well, if he hasn't heard from her and he's got the kids, something's wrong.
Harris says the next day she went to some of her daughter's hangout places to look for her before going to the police for help.
Keep an eye out for her. She's got short black hair, and it had teal in it, but the teal's probably gone now. It's probably blonde.
She says Phoebe has a sweet and bubbly personality and was an amazing mom who loved her three children. She's begging the public to help her find her daughter.
I don't care what you're into. I don't care if it's bad, if you think it's bad. If you want to be anonymous, call Crime Stoppers. I just want my kid home.
If you have any information on the whereabouts of Phoebe Sickles, please contact 911 or IMPD. Working for you, I'm Amber Grigley, WRTV.
Tonight, we are remembering the life and legacy of former Marion County prosecutor Terry Curry. He died today at the age of 72. Curry is believed to be the only three-term Democratic prosecutor in Marion County. He stepped down from the position in 2019 due to a battle with prostate cancer. Currently, Curry handled the Richmond Hill explosion trials, which are among the biggest prosecutions in Marion County history. The prosecutor's office says funeral arrangements will be announced once details are finalized by the family. Now to the latest on the pandemic. As of 12:01 Thursday morning, almost all COVID-19 related restrictions will be lifted in Marion County. The change means businesses will no longer have to adhere to capacity restrictions or social distancing requirements, and masks will no longer be required indoors for people who are not vaccinated. We went downtown to Indianapolis tonight to ask people what they think about the major update.
I'm not really excited about it at all. I'm kind of disappointed because I feel like our city has made good decisions throughout this, and I don't think we're quite ready for that yet.
We are vaccinated, but we're still wearing masks a lot in solidarity with our kids because they can't go into places that we can without their masks. So typically we're going to wear our masks so that they don't feel like the odd ones out.
I think it's about time. We are ready for some normalcy, but understand that we still have to be cautious. Germs haven't left, that's still on our minds, but I think everyone's taken the right steps to do the right thing to get us here so far.
Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett and Dr. Virginia Kane announced the changes this afternoon, just 1 week after Dr. Kane said that she hoped to ease restrictions by July 4th. The health department says the full reopening comes after a sustained decline in key public trends, like a positivity rate below 2%. The update also means 100% fan capacity will be allowed at Victory Field beginning Thursday, and all restrictions will be lifted for the final 40 Indians home games. As we take a live look at Victory Field, it sure does feel like baseball weather out there right now. Kevin?
I'm going to throw a curveball your way.
All right.
And it will get cooler within the 7-day forecast. We'll be below average as far as temperature is concerned eventually. It's 80 in Indy now, a very sticky 80 degrees, 79 in Muncie. This is what I'm talking about with the overnight lows. Temperatures will be back in the upper 50s by Saturday. May see lots of lightning as you look to the south tonight. Thunderstorms, kind of patchy thunderstorms from between Bloomfield and Bedford, south of Seymour. Those stretch all the way to Richmond. Some others may sneak into western portions of the state. The trend for tomorrow, more thunderstorms and starting earlier in the day. We'll take you through the entire timeline, talk about high temperatures and how they change into the 4th of July weekend.
Working for you, WRTV is getting answers for Hoosiers who don't know if they'll get unemployment payments in the weeks ahead, despite a judge's order.
Uninterrupted unemployment, I thought is what the judge said, but that's not what's happening.
Richard Creedon is one of more than 170,000 Hoosiers caught in the middle of a court battle over federal pandemic benefits. His job in standardized testing was put on hold during the pandemic. He's been searching for work since last August and even applied for entry-level positions that would be a pay cut. He says he has not gotten any offers, which is why he is relying on unemployment. Friday, a judge granted a request to require the state to continue paying the federal unemployment while a lawsuit plays out. But Creedon says that his benefits are not restored, and he's not getting any answers from the Department of Workforce Development.
But I've been just calling every day, and they're just saying that they don't have, any instructions of what to do yet.
A spokesperson for the Indiana Department of Workforce Development issued a statement saying that it is, quote, determining how to proceed because the federal programs in Indiana no longer exist after their termination June 19th. There is no action you need to take right now. Updated information will be provided on the DWD's website, end quote. The state's legal team says Governor Eric Holcomb was within his rights to end the benefits earlier than the official end date in September. Indiana's Attorney General's office has appealed the ruling that would continue the federal program. Tonight, we turn our cameras on a breakthrough program focusing on young men from single-parent homes. It teaches them life skills. It aims to lift them up to be successful, and it works to keep them out of trouble and out of harm's way. WRTV's Cornelius Hawker brings us insight into the Boys to Men Learning Workshop, talking to a mom who has seen the benefits of the program.
For Shylin Vaughn, making sure her boys are on the right path is one of the most important things she can do.
I needed something extra for them to do, something extra for them to learn. Being a single mom, I'm trying to show them as much as I can, but I don't have everything.
That's why she signed them up for the Boys to Men Learning Workshop series.
It gives you not only something for your children to do, but it also gives you like a mental ease, knowing I know where my son is right now. I know what my son is doing right now.
The month-long weekend program takes young men from single-parent homes and teaches them life skills.
Electrical and plumbing and shaving. You don't know how important shaving is until you have to do it. So it's something that I don't shave. So it was cool that they learned how to shave.
Shylin tells me it also teaches them self-love and self-respect.
It is beneficial to not only himself, but his family when he gets older and he gets married and there's children, something he can pass down.
Dion Brown founded Single Parent Connection, which puts on the workshop collaborating with the Blended Church. As a single mom herself, Dion knows the struggle and wants to help other parents who are going through the same thing.
Young black men and young men just in general are able to get the life skills and the things that they need to help them transition in life and to be productive members of society and hopefully not fall into those traps that a lot of underserved communities, young men from underserved communities fall into.
If there are single moms who are looking or deciding to put their sons in some type of program, I do recommend this program.
Cornelius Hawker, WRTV.
Well, a second Boys to Men workshop will be held in August. You can learn much more about signing up in this story at WRTV.com and on the WRTV app. From funding to help eliminate food deserts, to new affordable apartments, to services for people experiencing homelessness, efforts are being made across central Indiana to make it a better place to live for all Hoosiers. Nearly $2.5 million will be invested in long-term solutions to improve access to healthy food in the northeast corridor of Indianapolis. The funding will be used to create a neighborhood food hub, expand urban farms and markets, and start a mobile food delivery truck service. Neighborhood stakeholders say this initiative is a true community effort.
ideas actually all cultivated from the neighborhood residents and community service providers that day in and day out are here in the neighborhood and giving back. So we're very fortunate.
I actually run a nonprofit with Urban Farm. So I grow food, and that's my main thing. I grow food for people to have access to that local food. So I'm really excited that we're having this investment and that we're going to actually see some big changes happening, and people are investing in these programs, initiatives that people know about and they're into, but like we're having investment now finally. People are seeing the work we're doing.
The organization LISC Indianapolis and the Anthem Foundation are teaming up with community members and health leaders for this project. A new apartment complex built as a workforce housing development is now open in Indianapolis. The Westmont is on Lewis Street, south of 16th Street, near the Frank and Judy O'Bannon Soccer Park. A majority of the 188 units in the building will be reserved for people with income less than or equal to the area's median income. Developers say the location is close to popular downtown attractions without the downtown cost.
We are just outside of downtown, so rather than paying for kind of your premium downtown apartment building, it's still convenient to Bottle Works, still convenient to lots of historic urban neighborhoods, but it is still a little bit cheaper and a little bit easier to get around. We have free parking, that sort of thing.
The project is part of the city's neighborhood-driven affordable redevelopment plan. For more information, you can go to westmontapartments.com. In Anderson, a one-stop location for resources is available for people who may not have other options. The Elio Center provides services to help people transition out of homelessness. It opened 6 months ago at 6th Street and Meridian in response to feedback shared by people living on the street. The center is a place where people can shower, wash their clothes, receive vouchers for clothes, and much more.
I feel like you're worth more, you know, I do. When I come up here, I feel so good when I leave here. You know, they make you feel helped.
In my experience, we see a lot of agencies that just find a place to house people, but there's no active engagement in moving that life forward and moving that family forward.
The center is part of the Christian Center Rescue Ministries. It's open Monday through Thursday. If you are experiencing homelessness or know someone who is, you can call 211 to find a shelter or resources anywhere in the state.
The Colts are bringing training camp back to Westfield, and fans will be back here as well. I'm Brad Brown at Grant Park. Coming up, we will show you how and when and where you can see the Colts this preseason.
From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at 11, streaming now.
Temperatures are still hovering around 80 at this hour across central Indiana. Today's highs in the 90s sent many people to their local pools or splash pads. In other parts of the country, temperatures are reaching dangerous highs. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez shows how extreme heat is impacting people from coast to coast.
Dangerous heat waves hitting both coasts.
It feels like Armageddon. It really does.
The Pacific Northwest sweltering with the hottest temperatures ever recorded.
I hate the heat. It is so hot.
Portland hitting 115 degrees Monday. That's 42 degrees hotter than the average for June, shattering the city's all-time heat record for the third consecutive day.
There are incredible numbers out there, something we've never seen here in Western Oregon or in southwestern Washington.
Some parts of Washington state reaching 118 degrees Monday, the highest temperature the state has ever recorded, and even hotter than it's ever been in places used to brutal temperatures like Las Vegas.
It's rough when you're not used to it.
Hot and dry conditions fueling at least 4 dozen wildfires in the West. The so-called lava fire in Northern California prompting evacuations. And on the East Coast,
the heat is so strong already.
Heat emergencies declared from Philadelphia to Boston. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And Kevin joining us now, and I got to tell you what, it was a hot day. We hit above 90, and it wasn't that long ago that we had a really extreme heat here.
2012. We had 9 days that were over 100 degrees and 2 in a row at 105.
Which is atypical.
Way, way off the charts.
Yeah.
So the warmest temperature we've ever had in Indy is 106. That's safe within this 7-day forecast. That's the good news. As you look at the radar, perhaps you see some lightning flashes to your south. If you're anywhere in the metro area of Indianapolis, look to the south and east. These spotty showers and thunderstorms not expected to be severe overnight, but you'll get some brief heavy rainfall, and it sets up what what will be a rainy day tomorrow. Periods of rain and thunderstorms once again. It's dry in central Indiana right now. Our temperatures hover right around 80 degrees in Indianapolis at this hour. Temperatures elsewhere in the upper 70s. These overnight temperatures are going to cool off, as we mentioned, and so we can look forward to a change in the pattern. Just to show you, today's high was 92 degrees. We're moving on. Temperature will be at 77 as we get to Friday for the high. Overnight temperatures in the 50s by the weekend, and we've got several days in a row where temperatures will actually be below average for this time of year. We'll accomplish that by changing the wind direction. The wind coming out of the north will start to deliver not only cooler temperatures, but really lower the humidity. And it'll also drop our rain chances. There's the cold front that comes through end of the work week. This will push south, take the really warm, sticky tropical air with it, and the better rain chances. High pressure will come into the picture and give us a dry weekend. Temperatures right now 80 in Indy, 79 in Bloomington with the nearby thunderstorms. Radar again showing you east and southeast portions of the state will be more active overnight. During the next 48 hours, rain chances remain high. Chance for rain Friday is minimal. As we move to Saturday and Sunday, I think we're dry. 7 a.m. tomorrow, still ongoing showers and thunderstorms. They actually expand mid-morning, then to the afternoon hours. Some of this rain will be heavy with the humidity still very high, and that goes into the evening hours. Marginal risk that we'd have a couple of strong storms in the southern third of the state. These would be isolated strong storms. Temperatures still above 80 degrees. 7-day forecast unveiled. Overnight temperatures more comfortable. Afternoon highs very pleasant. Friday and Saturday, 4th of July, partly to mostly sunny, a high of 82. Temperatures do warm back up Monday and Tuesday of next week. Mark?
Kevin, thank you. President Biden is hitting the road in an effort to drum up support for his bipartisan infrastructure deal. Today he stopped in La Crosse, Wisconsin, calling the proposal a generational investment.
1 in 5 miles of highway and roads in America are in poor condition. 1 in 5 miles. Some states it's worse where the weather is tougher. 50 years, 50% of our bridges are over 50 years old. More than 1,000 bridges here in Wisconsin are rated as structurally deficient by engineers. 1,000 just in Wisconsin. And that doesn't make Wisconsin better or worse. It's all across the nation.
The plan is already bipartisan, but some Republicans may not be totally on board anymore. That's because last week, President Biden linked the infrastructure bill with a separate multi-trillion-dollar reconciliation bill filled with many Democratic priorities like child and elderly care and climate initiatives. The president had said he wanted both bills on his desk and would not sign one without the other, but has since clarified those comments. Later this week, President Biden and the First Lady are set to meet with families and first responders in Surfside, Florida. 12 people are now confirmed dead and 149 are still missing after last week's condo collapse. ABC's Morgan Norwood has the latest on the desperate search for survivors.
The death toll climbing, but determined crews combing through millions of pounds of rubble, searching for the dozens still unaccounted for in Surfside.
Nobody's giving up hope here. Nobody's stopping. The work goes on, full force.
More than 200 rescuers on the pile at any given time, dodging falling debris, at times hampered by weather. Florida emergency management officials now asking for additional crews.
We have all the resources we need, but we're going to bring in another team. We want to rotate those out so that we can get some resources back in case we may be dealing with some type of tropical cyclone.
All of this as troubling new reports of warning signs about extensive damage at Champlain Tower South. The Miami Herald publishing photos from a pool contractor showing exposed rebar in the crumbling concrete just 36 hours before the partial collapse. That contractor telling the paper he was struck by the lack of maintenance in the lower level. ABC News also confirming a letter was sent to residents back in April, warning that damage had gotten, quote, significantly worse, that concrete deterioration is accelerating and would begin to multiply exponentially. All of this after a 2018 report revealed the need for repairs. But the cost was steep, priced at $15 million. Residents asked to pay anywhere from $80,000 to $336,000 for the repairs. And now a new lawsuit. Survivor Racer Rodriguez says the building swayed like a sheet of paper. She says she reported the issues in the building for years.
There were clear, not just warning signs, but alarm bells ringing for years about the state of this condo, and the appropriate steps weren't taken to protect human life.
The condo association releasing a statement saying it can't comment on pending litigation. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Miami Beach, Florida.
Colts training camp returns to Westfield next month, and fans will also be welcomed back. WRTV's Brad Brown shows you what to expect during the summer session on the field and in the stands.
Last summer, the Colts and the rest of the NFL had to keep camp close to home. No one was going anywhere as the pandemic rolled along. Not really the training camp we're used to, just a few weeks of practice. But as the late June heat shone down on Grand Park Wednesday, the team is getting set to head back north this summer.
The players feel the same. They feed off the energy. There's obviously a real home field advantage when the stands are full, and so we're looking forward to returning to that.
Colts camp returns to Westfield next month. Fans will be welcomed back to practice starting July 28th. After 1 year away, Westfield is ready with open arms for a third time.
We are very much looking forward to get back to business with the Colts. We missed you last year, and we have made a lot of improvements, some new plans.
And so Colts City and the entire complex is coming together very soon. These stands will include thousands of fans from all over the area. They will be welcomed back here at full capacity this summer, but there will be a few changes in store as the Colts return to Westfield. Masks will not be required for fans around Grand Park. There will be special mask-required sections available for fans who desire that. Tickets are free, but fans will have to register for those online prior to arriving.
We are going to need to keep a distance from the players, and that's due to the NFL guidelines. And what that means is one aspect of camp that we won't be able to do is interaction with coaches and players in a traditional sense with either photographs and autographs.
Theme days for kids, families, first responders, teachers, and more. There will be a pair of joint practices here on August 12th and 13th ahead of the first preseason game. Different, yes, at least a bit, but fans getting back to football, that'll start to feel like a familiar summer.
We have endeavored with the Colts to make this the premier preseason camp in all of the National Football League, and from what I hear from the Colts, we're well on our way to doing just that.
In Westfield, Brad Brown, WRTV Sports.
Brad, thank you. Colts training camp will also include COVID-19 vaccines. IU Health is partnering with the Hamilton County and State Health Departments to operate this clinic. It will be located in Colts City and open during all practice sessions, open to fans July 28th through August 19th. Hoosiers age 12 and older can get the Pfizer vaccine at the clinic. Proof of insurance must be provided. Appointments are not necessary. Anyone who wants to get vaccinated at Colts training camp before August 15th will get 2 tickets to the Colts-Panthers preseason game.
Scattered thunderstorms see more to Richmond. Overall coverage of thunderstorms diminishes tonight, then increases again starting mid-morning through the afternoon tomorrow. Still showers around Thursday, and then Friday, the day we've been waiting for. And we'll break out with some sunshine, lower humidity, more comfortable temperatures, and stroll into a holiday weekend.
Looking forward to that, Kevin. Thank you. And thank you for joining us for WRTV News at 11. Join the GMI crew tomorrow morning at 4:30. Have a good night, everybody.